What is going on, one and all? Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending upon where you find yourself watching us this fine day. My name is Andrew Jupin. This is On Screen Live. We're going to get right to it. We got a lot to get to today. We got a lot to get to today. Happy Monday after St. Patrick's Day. Let's see. We got some folks here who are going to help me do the box office numbers, talk about what we've been seeing this weekend. You know him. You love him. Let's bring in our first guy, Mr. Eric Siska.
Oh, yes. I'm very helpful. I definitely help with all the numbers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm here to
crunching those numbers, dude.
Oh, yeah. Crunch them.
And joining us also today, you know him also, and you love him. Well, Steven
you love
Sadak.
him.
Yeah, you love him. You love him.
You
Here's
love
Steven
him.
Sadak.
Shazam! Hi, everybody.
Whoa.
How's it going? Little magic trick there.
So were you
said,
just a little
wow.
boy? And
I
now you're-
was a little boy. No, I was actually a 21-year-old man, and then I turned into a 40-year-old man, which is what happens in that movie.
Is that what happens in that movie?
That is what, because they waited too long. I mean,
Right.
we'll get into all of it.
Okay, they used the
Sure.
original kid from the first movie, and now that
Exact-
kid's like way big and weird.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the move that the Harry Potter folks figured out. You get those kids, you lock them in a studio for 9 years, and you make those fucking movies.
Yeah.
In and out, dude. That is
Mhm.
absolutely right. You know what? No, like waiting around. You fucking make them movies. Because this kid, like, he's supposed to be like 17. He's got like a bad fucking mustache going on almost. Like, real sinister fucking shit here. But before we get into all that, of course, folks, you may not know, but we got a tour coming up.
We do.
And
right?
we got to go over some dates here, including, we'll leave it for last. We have a new date to announce. But first up, of course, we are going to be talking Star Trek 4,
Yeah.
The Voyage Home.
I cannot wait to talk Star Trek in the home of Star Trek.
That's
true.
right, man. We're going to be at Cobb's Comedy Club in San Francisco.
this
My
the-
word.
Is this the movie that establishes the San Francisco connection?
I-
We'll have to look that up.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not sure if it's mentioned in the movies before this. 'Cause
yeah.
I don't think they were fucking around with it on the show, were they?
Is it on motion picture?
Yeah, maybe. Well, I'll
Oh,
look that
yeah.
up before. I have 2 months to figure that out.
Now that I'm thinking about it, it's at least definitely mentioned in motion picture because if
Okay.
you guys recall, Kirk totally fucking sends that Vulcan science officer to his death by being like, "Hey, meet me on the Enterprise at this time. Not when you were gonna go, but transport when I tell you to." And that's the dude who he eats shit in the
Sabak or whatever,
Yes.
whichever
but
the other Vulcan. Yeah.
you see the lobby there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Whatever.
Yeah, Spork. Or whoever he was.
And then just a few days later, we're going to be riding the rail south to one of our favorite places to play, man. We'll be in Los Angeles talking
Yeah.
Twins back at the Hollywood Improv,
That's
man.
right. Look at them. They're so happy, leaning up against each other, and you will be too in line for this show.
That's right. Those tickets are going fast, by the way. We always find out that Los Angeles is a place that likes to have us at a show. So, maybe we get to do that again.
You want to move on those guys.
Move
Yes,
them
you're gonna-
ticks.
You need to get those tickets now or your life is in peril. WHMpodcast.com/tour.
That's right. And now, just announcing today, the listing just went up on their website today. This is a real cool thing we're going to be doing over the summer. Let's see. It's June the 15th. We are going to be at the State Theater in beautiful Brunswick, New Brunswick, New Jersey, of course, doing a special We Love Movies live recording, which we don't do often, for one of our favorite films, The Birdcage, the Mike Nichols Birdcage. This is going to be a lot of fun because this is indeed, folks, a Pride event for New Jersey Pride. We will be there doing this show, but all the proceeds are going back to the State Theater. They do a ton of great work getting groups of LGBTQ youth to come to their theater, see the programs that they have going on. They do a lot of great work there. We are super thrilled to be in New Brunswick to talk about this fucking funny movie, do a WLM for once live, heaven forbid.
Well, I mean, Star Trek 4 maybe as well. But I'm very excited that, this is a Pride event and this is a charity event, and we are not getting anything out of this. It's going entirely to this charity, and I'm very stoked about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna lose like train fare, which is gonna be. So I'm already in the red. So that's
Sure.
But
yeah.
for a great cause like this, and for a great movie, and for a great night,
Yeah, totally.
I'll
This
drop
will
the
be
$9.
fucking fun.
It's
Yeah,
gonna go $9.
you buy a train ticket, and suddenly kids can have access to these facilities and do all this shit. It's worth it.
That's right.
Buy the ticket.
I'm gonna buy the ticket. I'm saving up now.
But whmpodcast.com, click on tour. I think there's also like a pop-up box that'll take you to tour. There is an easy ass way to find tickets for our live shows, folks. And that is our website, whmpodcast.com. So that's it, folks. That's the big update. Really cool. State Theater, New Jersey. New Brunswick is a great fucking town. Spent a lot of time in New Brunswick.
If you're like Philly adjacent, if you're
Sure.
coming in from the city, from New York,
Sure.
from where I'm at, Jersey
Pennsylvania Hill folk, come on through.
Exactly.
Oh yes, we want the hill folk, man, for sure.
I love them.
Oh yeah.
And I just checked. You
Yeah.
do not have to be gay to buy a ticket. I triple checked.
Of course not.
And I know. I'm just having fun.
Oh man, so 6:15. That's gonna be a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I've seen the Birdcage too, so that'll be nice.
Yep, same.
Totally.
Nice little rewatch there. All right, guys, we got a lot to get to today. First up, though, we got to run the numbers. This is highest gross. Okay. No surprise that this keeps falling down like people in my neighborhood on St. Patrick's Day night. Quantum Mania. Yep.
Wow. But fifth
Yeah.
place. That is. I mean, it's been however a month or whatever, but
Yeah, a little over a month.
What a poor month that has been.
Yeah, I mean, well, they promised things would shrink.
I mean, there could be no more ironic fucking movie to tank like this than a movie where the characters just keep getting smaller. Yeah, 4 mil, man, 4 mil. Not great. Fourth place this week in the top 5. Something we'll be getting to a little bit here later in the show because a few of us saw it over the weekend. 65, man. Ooh,
There
yeah.
it is. He's hanging out with dinosaurs.
Sure is. Another almost 6 mil for week 2. Yeah, it's Tank Town.
65 could have been a good title for that Marlowe movie you guys liked as well. That's just how old
That's
you'd want to
true,
be.
right?
That's actually true.
You have to be 65 to buy a ticket.
Yeah, that's the legal limit, minimum, I should say. Yeah, man. So here we go, week 2 for 65, and guess what, man? They didn't even gross enough to cover the fucking Super Bowl commercial they bought, which was $6.5 million.
Ish.
This is this business, folks. This is this business. It's all gambling.
I'm interested to hear what you two say about it. This will decide whether or not I stream this movie in about a month and a half, which I probably will.
Dude, I feel like month and a half is playing it pretty safe with that cushion.
Yeah.
Now, this is an interesting thing. In third place, Creed 3 in its third week. Very weird how that sort of worked out. Beating the shit out of another 15.4 million.
Beating the shit out of Ant-Man, that's for sure. You know what I mean? And not succumbing to that Marvel whatever. This
right.
Is a good thing.
It's got some staying power. Obviously, it has better word of mouth than Ant-Man.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like Creed 3 is a movie where I'm still actively trying to get to the theater to see it. Like I have not given up and like, I'll just stream it. I do want to see it. Although I'm pissed off because I did want to see it in IMAX and I know I slept on it. It's my own fault. They got that fucking Shazam in there now in the IMAX.
What?
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
So you can just see that 21-year-old get bigger in IMAX.
You can see all the hair follicles just right here, like really, really clear.
You can see him signing his name to get fucking insurance on a rental car. If you look really closely. Number 2, man, rocking and rolling. Scream 6, still doing great in its week 2. 17.5 million, which is only like a 60% fall for horror. I mean, that's really solid, man. So still chugging along.
It's very, very solid. Very good for the Scream franchise in general. And pat ourselves on the back a little bit.
Yeah,
those references to We Hate Movies in that movie is the reason it's doing well.
Oh, yes, that's exactly it.
That's the reason.
It's the WHM difference. If you are a film producer, and I know you are. Watching this is what's happening. This is what happens when you play ball with We Hate Movies.
It's magic. We got this like magic ephemeral quality that you just can't find everywhere.
No, you can't find it everywhere. That's for sure. And I mean, now keep in mind, all right, 17.5 million second week. Okay. Now we're gonna get to the number one, which of course was where are we? This guy here.
Oh, there you go.
Shazam Fury of the Gods.
I was hoping this would not land at number one. I thought it would be really fun if it didn't.
It would have been super fun if it didn't, but I mean, it almost didn't, dude. $30.5 million for a superhero movie.
Oh, and we should say that what put it over the edge was Andrew, Chris, and I saw it separately. And Chris isn't here because he was fired from the show in disgrace.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's been sacked. He's been taken care of, and that's just how it's going to be from now on.
You'll read in the trades later this week why that happened, and it's gonna get gross.
Hollywood Reporter's got a 2-page story exclusive coming.
You know what? I say we just break it here, dude. The reason he was fired from the show is because he predicted that this was going to be $100 million weekend for this movie. And I was like, you know what? Yeah. I can't fucking tolerate that kind of ignorance to motion picture business.
This is how much he believed this, folks. He drove to Atlantic City with all the Patreon money and put it all right on there.
Yep.
I mean, you got to clean house after something like that.
You do. You just you can't trust someone after something like that.
I can't trust him. I can't even look at him anymore.
No, he's just not here today, and we love him.
We do. We love the guy.
He's all right.
Yeah, he's going to be back. Don't worry.
Every time you fucking take a week off, like a human being should.
Yeah.
These jackals jump on you, and I started it, so it's my fault.
But man, I mean, we'll talk about it more when we talk about it. But Jesus Christ, that movie. But we do have something I wanted to react to today. We haven't had a time in a couple weeks, I feel, to chat through some coming attractions.
Yeah,
but I got one that I wanted us to check out because it can go either way. I'm on the fence, but I'm curious about it. We'll talk about it in this segment that we aptly titled Trailer Segment. Now, of course, after the fucking DC fiasco, which I feel like put some fucking blame on Shazam for that too. Why not? I don't even think we watched the trailer, but to blame that movie.
Fuck you, Shazam.
We're not going to put the trailer on screen anymore. We've linked to it here in our show notes, and we're just gonna watch it like together, like sort of like we're doing a commentary remotely here. But this way, the audio doesn't get shut down, the stream don't get shut down. But this is new film from IFC Paint with Owen Wilson. The new wow. It's a fake Bob Ross movie.
That's actually it's a little too. We could just get into it when we watch it, but I'll save my thoughts for then.
But so fellas, are you synced up there with your trailers?
I am, and I'm watching an ad right now, and then
excellent.
You got to watch an ad before you can watch an ad.
There it is.
I have it ready to roll.
All right, cool,
good to go.
3, 2, 1, go. Like I said, this is from our friends at IFC. Love those guys.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, I'm painting.
If I was using an Indian paintbrush, it'd be my friend Wes Anderson.
Oh, right, I forgot.
The problem with this is it's so Bob Ross that it's distracting, and it's like just call it the Bob Ross story and make it funny, or you can't do the full thing. It seems like it should be broader. You know what I mean? Like this should have Will Ferrell in it somewhere.
Dude, that's my vibe of this was like, where is Ron Burgundy?
Yes. But it seems like they're doing a dramedy thing, which is, I mean, it's interesting.
It is interesting. And it's a fascinating subject to traverse, but it's just Bob Ross.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, like the new like sexy Paint host comes in. You know what I mean? Like that's very Anchorman, right? That was Christina Applegate's character.
Right.
That like didn't happen to Bob Ross. Like Bob Ross just stayed on the air for fucking 60 years.
Yeah. I mean, so that's if you're not making the Bob Ross story, you're just kind of making a 90-minute like physical, like a visual gag rather.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's like, I don't know, like it's not a knock to the movie. We haven't seen it or anything. It's very weird. And then it's like, then I have to think, well, could you not get rights? Is it like that fucking Andre 3000 Jimi Hendrix movie where they didn't have the music rights? A real Janie Jimplin situation?
That's where I was going, yep.
Sorry, Steve.
That's
the period here is kind of fun, you know.
Yeah. It's got this lo-fi indie kind of thing to it that is interesting, not sorely missed, but missed, you know what I mean?
It is missed. Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they do with it. But again, it seems a weird mishmash of broad and indie all at once.
This gag that we just saw of him like driving around stealing newspapers, like if it gets really fucking wacky like that, like here's the thing, I want this more Anchorman than, let's say, the Skeleton Twins, if anybody remembers that.
I do actually.
I remember this.
Bill Hader, Kristen Wiig movie, which was like kind of a comedy, but way more of a dramedy on the indie side. So I don't know. Consider me intrigued. This is written and directed by Britt McAdams, which opens from IFC. Now, my box office thing was saying that it's going to be a wide release on 4/7. So as to the definition of wide for a movie like this, it's obviously not Shazam or Scream wide, but I don't know.
We'll see. The definitions for wide are very vague these days. I mean, it could be projected on my back and be called wide.
Well, yeah.
This will be wide load.
Classic wide guy, Eric Siska, dude.
Cool, yeah. Thickman.
So we'll get into what we've been seeing on screen. Steve, so you and I saw this. Eric, you dodged it. Good for you.
Why? Because first, I don't. Did we say we were all going to go see it? I don't think so. No. You guys just got Shazam up your. You got
literally yesterday, like we canceled some plans. Like I'm not in the mood for that, and I had the day to myself. I'm like, I guess I'll do something for the show, kind of a thing. Sure, like I didn't have anything else to do.
Yeah,
I was
sure.
Like, this is fine. I rushed to. It was like literally like a rush to the Alamo. I get there, and which I think is interesting for this movie. It's full of kids, and I'm sitting next to like a fucking 9-year-old kid at the Alamo.
You're drinking a 6-pack of beer, probably, right?
Exactly. Well, that was my plan. So like I get there, and I was like, I'll pick the one all the way in the back, the seat all the way in the back, and I'm like, can I just? I went to the server. I was like, can I move down there where no one is, and I'm not sitting next to this entire family? And she's like, reluctantly said yes. And then I was like, yeah. I turned into Garfield the cat.
That's awesome.
With beer and pizza.
You know, just a quick digression. The one of these Regals that are closing down near me, were supposedly closing down. They're serving beer now, so I thought that was interesting. I didn't see that coming.
The Regal down on the Lower East Side, the Regal Essex Crossing. Steve and I saw Inisherin there, and they got a little like. It's not a great bar, but look, there's fucking beer coming out of a tap, man, that goes into a cup and then into my belly. So
that's pretty nice. Yes.
Regal
please go ahead on the
Regal is getting into the tell me what you want me to fuck category.
Yep. We'll do anything. We'll do anything.
And I want you to fuck a keg of beer and put it in your movie there. That's all I want.
Had a tall boy for 65. It was awesome.
Yeah, you can actually in the one they're toying with this in the Union Square location. You might be able to shoot up in the bathrooms.
Which is nice. I like that. A little flavor of old New York, folks.
Steve, that was a good like 1987 Letterman joke, kind of like that's not too bad.
Yeah, there you go.
I will say, man, I did not see this at an Alamo. I had a little movie day yesterday. Like I just went to the movies. Excellent throw and break. You should have done the fucking glass break effect.
I don't have it set up.
Oh, all right. I did a little triple feature, and this was right in the middle of it. And I had like these guys with me, so you better believe it was fucking lunchy time. Cut to me in the previews of this. Thank God I was up in the balcony, so I wasn't around anybody. I mean, and frankly, not a lot of people showing up to this movie, so I was kind of free and clear. But dude, it was a big box of mozzarella sticks. Just fucking
get at it.
So the movie itself, not just the concessions. I'll start this just for a quick recap here, and obviously no spoilers, but I was stunned, Steve, that I didn't hate this movie as much. Like I thought I was gonna hate. I didn't hate it. It's not good, but I didn't hate it.
Did you guys see the first one?
No, I turned the first one off because I was just not in the mood for it, which was kind of which is the better one.
This first one's probably better, right? Or is it not?
Here's the thing. I will say, I mean, I did see all of the first one. I couldn't tell you a lick about it. I think I fell asleep towards the end.
Sure. Chris Cabin and I went and saw that one in theaters, and
some
guy came over like 20 minutes into the movie and demanded we move because we were in his seat.
Oh wow,
Jesus, dude!
Your which did not help your feelings about Assigned Seating.
Well, the thing is, I think he was already Shazam at that point, and you're asking me to move,
dude. Yeah, if he's the superhero by the time you're finding the seats, fuck you, assholes. Sit someplace else.
Yeah.
They also shouldn't be seating you. That's on the theater.
I kind of didn't turn it off in malice. The first one, it was the middle of the pandemic watch, and I was like, "Am I in the mood for this?" And I absolutely wasn't. So that was just, it had nothing to do with the movie at all.
I think just the kind of the biggest difference is this movie, Fury of the Gods, is in a lot of ways not as family friendly, which perked me back up because like I really thought it was too much kid shit in that first movie. But the weird thing about this movie is like it doesn't mesh the two together well. So it's like baby shit and then like a fucking horrendous murder.
Yeah.
Baby shit, really scary monsters. So like it's a weird vibe that the movie is putting out.
That's interesting. We need more of that, actually.
Yeah, I just like the movie because because Zachary Levi, I think that character it's an embarrassing performance for him at this point.
Yep.
Like he's like, I'm just a little kid, and oh man, gee willikers, and then they cut to this other actor who's not doing that at all, and I'm like, well, why are you talking like that? You're the same guy, right? Like,
that's a great point.
Yep. That's, dude, it was so disparate during this movie that and again, you know, the whole day, but I was like, so wait, man, when Billy Batson becomes Captain Marvel, that's like a different person inside of him, I guess, because they're so fucking different. How did the fucking crew not be like, hey, one of you has to come closer to the other one?
Exactly. And it's just and like, I mean, I think that like there's way too many Shazams. There's 6 of them. You need to pare that down to 3. You know what I mean? And I know it's about diversity, and I think that's a great idea. But I didn't see the last movie. The move is just you have the top 3: your Billy Batson, your Freddie Freeman, and Mary Marvel. Diversify 1 to 3 of those. All 3 could be, you know what I mean? And like then you don't need 6, and then like actually these characters can have arcs. And I mean, I think the Freddie Freeman arc was pretty what I liked about this movie, why it was a 2-star as opposed to like 1 and 1.5 like Black Adam and Ant-Man were.
Sure.
The story's really clean. It's really like it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and characters go through progressions like I want this thing, and then at the end he gets it. And like that's kind of great in a small world of in an incredibly low bar of superhero movies where we're at. Like the idea that people have wants and desires and those are fulfilled within a 2.5 hour place is kind of where I'm at with superhero movies. Like, thank you for giving me that at least.
Totally. Like the little kid with the crutch just wants confidence. And by the end of the movie, he has it.
Yes.
And he's fucking gonna go on to date the girl from West Side Story. Like, ain't that grand?
But
you know?
does Shazam in this sequel, does he battle the most real danger in the world, that according to Zachary Levi, which is Pfizer? Does he take down the
he takes down a bunch
vaccine?
of like there's a bunch of like cool Ray Harryhausen monsters at one point, which like then again, you know, just when the movie was losing me, I was like, kind of cool.
Pfizer made those monsters in a laboratory, I think, according to Shazam's Twitter. I have it right here. You can get it on the screen.
I think and like, you know, like it's got a Mount Rushmore, which makes it kind of an episode. It's a Mount Rushmore of the worst product placement I've ever seen in like the most egregious product placement. We show the product, we use the product to dispatch a villain, and then we say the tagline for the product twice,
dude. And
that's
one
bad.
of the is it one
do
of
the
those
do?
It's it's Skittles, and she says taste the rainbow, and then she says taste the rainbow, motherfucker, but it's cut off by the motherfucker's cut off by whatever.
Yeah.
And that, dude, I realized too, because the other thing about that first Shazam, it's only like a family of Shazams kind of toward the end of the movie. Like that's the Deus Ex. Oh fuck! Like Zachary Levi needs help. Now you're all Shazams. Go fucking defeat Mark Strong, I think. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
But this movie, like, they're all over the fucking place, which really, like, it's just too much. I kind of lost where I was going with that, but like it's way too much of it.
And like, in the first scene when they're all doing Shazam stuff, I'm like, there's no differentiation between any of these kids. And then like, later on, like the Asian kid totally disappears. You have the other kid who winds up being gay in a really nice little scene, but he has nothing to do. Like Mary Marvel has nothing to do. The little girl has does the product placement, and that is it. You know what I mean? Like
the little girl. That's what I was gonna harp on. It is. So again, the point I was making was like they're not the adult version, like all the Shazams at the end of that first movie, like they're not long for the movie. In this movie, especially like the first 2 acts, we are Shazamming hard, and like that woman that has to act like a little girl, but she's like this gorgeous adult. Like it's a weird, she kind of just like comes off like she's high the whole time because she's like trying to play it with this like sense of like, childish wonder, but it's like, oh, Skittles. And it's fucking, it is so unintentionally fucking hilarious. Like,
well, I mean, an improv note I got really early on from Anthony Atamanik was he stopped a scene, somebody else was doing it, someone was playing a little kid, and he's like, listen, everybody, anytime you as an adult play a little kid, it's fucking creepy. And that stuck with me always. And it goes for Zachary Levi. It goes for that character specifically.
Yep.
What do you call it there? Adam, what's his name?
Brody.
Adam Brody isn't doing it that much, which is kind of good. He's just being like kind of a teen, like because, I think that I'm finally hot kind of a dude.
Because, and this is a great note from Levi and other kid, Adam Brody and the kid playing young little kid, whatever his name is, those performances are way closer together because Adam Brody is an actor who has like a thing. Like it's not a gimmick. He just has a certain personality that's easily mimicked. And the direction for the kid is kind of try to do an impression of Adam.
Yes.
And it fucking works. It's way better. And meanwhile, again, the star of your movie, the bubblegum chewing motherfucker that was the only one on that first poster, is just so far off from what the other kid is doing.
He's doing baby Deadpool, and it's gross. It's gross to watch a hulking man be baby Deadpool. Oh, gee willikers. Here's this like breaking the third wall, talking about the event. We're talking about this movie too much, but
was Helen Mirren a baby too? Or
no, Helen Mirren's okay. She's debasing herself for sure.
Sure, but not any more or less than she does in Hobbs and Shaw or those fat. I mean, it's just like it's Helen Mirren showing up in a place that feels like Helen Mirren shouldn't dare walk. You know?
I mean, and Lucy Liu goes full on Rita Repulsa in this movie, which you never want to do.
But at the same time, man, she's in like a Xena costume riding that dragon, and maybe it was the cannabis talking. But again, I was like, that's working. Right there, it's like a decently rendered dragon too. Like, that worked.
Here's the thing, and I know Chris hated this more than we did, which is a good thing. I'm still earmarking this. It's in pencil for next year. It's in pencil for next year.
Yeah, big time. Another one here that Eric, we'll get you into the conversation. Let's move on. Shazam, whatever. We may see you in January. 65. You and I both saw. This was 3. This was my third of the triple feature.
So it's a movie. It's a very okay movie. What I like about it and why I think it's worth supporting is it's a simple genre movie. Just totally nuts and bolts, just a little simple story, 93 minutes long about a guy fighting dinosaurs. So I think it's serviceable, but I don't think it's good, but I think it's a good enough time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, and that's kind of how I feel about it too. Like, get a bunch of buds together and go see it. That would be fun in the theater. I mean, I think, Steve, if you're home looking for that stream in a couple weeks, like, you and Jen would have fun with it. Like, get a couple cocktails. Know that it's going to be stupid.
Oh yeah, it's
but at the same time, it's also cool seeing Adam Driver be in something so dumb. Not dumb, I don't know. It's just like simple. It seems like again, much like Shazam Fury of the Gods, a place where Helen Mirren dare not walk. Adam Driver, I know Star Wars, but like this ain't Star Wars. And this ain't Noah Baumbach. It's
Right.
like a weird. It's
very
weird seeing him in this.
It's like a canon movie somehow got out of the 80s, but is now higher budget and like sexless, but is still. It's got that weird vibe of here's a big star doing a dumb, fast, shitty movie. And I kind of like that.
Here's
in and out. Yeah.
Here's a question for the two of you.
Yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, what are we talking dino violence wise? Because that's really going to sway whether or not I watch this movie.
You know, it could have been more. Honestly, it was. I would rate it at like 4.5, maybe.
I'd go higher than that. I mean, not a ton, maybe like a 6. The beef is I had a couple of like. It doesn't matter because again, Eric, I mean, that is the best way to describe this. It's a canon movie that crawled its way out of the 80s and is now in theaters, which is great. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, we need more of these. So but like, go see it as bombs.
Exactly. Go see it as the fucking asteroid comes down and destroys box office revenue.
But remember, we told you it's not that. It's whatever. But go see it, please.
Go see it. Just be rude in the theater. You know, actually, here's something. I mean, it was an afternoon in its second weekend at a big multiplex in Manhattan that had a lot of other stuff playing. My theater was kind of full for 65.
Really? That's awesome. I saw it at a sort of a big multiplex. There was lines of people for the concessions. I was like, holy shit, okay, there might be people at this movie. 0 people saw it with me. It was me and my wife. We watched 65 all by ourselves.
Wow, private screening. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's always my dream to have that happen and somebody fucks it up.
I'm
funny. So lucky. I feel
I've got the hot streak. I've seen I think that the last 3 or 4 movies I've seen in theaters has been literally no one else but
whoa.
Like Marco and like that, like no one.
Yeah.
No one.
Oh, I like that, man. The biggest problems with the movie are, well, the biggest problem is the girl that he's sidled with for the movie is like and this isn't a spoiler, they're gleep glops, by the way. I think that's in the trailer or something, but like he's basically like a bus driver transporting a bunch of fucking frozen in animation people to their next destination or some shit, and they hit an asteroid and crash. So like here's this girl and she's some other gleep glop or something, and they don't speak the same language, and he's like, oh no, the translator's broken. And then like
even though I'm speaking English and also saying stuff in the metric system, I thought that was fun.
Oh too. Yes, dude, that was another thing I was gonna bring up. There's one point where it's like where you need to go to finish the movie is 15 kilometers away, and I was like, aren't you a fucking alien? What is that?
Come on, we gotta traverse these kilometers. And then she's speaking like maybe, I don't know, is that a real, if English is a real language, why not have this girl's language be real? Is it? I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, but the thing that's annoying is he's like, well, I guess we're gonna have to find some way to communicate. And like so much of this movie is them not talking to each other, misunderstandings, or like a cute scene where like she teaches him a word in her language and then he understands it in his. And I'm like, I bought a ticket for fucking Dino Mania, and I don't. But also, like, because they can't talk to each other, so it's just not interesting. You're literally waiting around for the dino attacks because they can't communicate, so they're not really having scenes together. It's a big fucking mistake. And this girl looks like she's a good enough actor. I mean, shit, give her some actual dialogue. Huge mistake. And then also, like, for 97 minutes, we do take a little bit of time getting to those dinosaurs, man. And I was getting a little antsy. Yes,
I agree with you. Yeah, there could have been a little more dino action.
Yeah, totally.
Andrew, you said it was he's a bus driver for a bunch of people that's stuck in suspended animation. Is he a bus driver on the Upper West Side by any chance?
Oh!
I like that. Jesus Christ. I think you have to be 65 to enter the Upper West Side.
Well, I'll say really quickly, because we got to start wrapping up in a little bit anyway, but I will say really quickly, speaking of the Upper West Side, it is where I spent my entire day yesterday, including what I started my morning with, just me and Defoe.
Okay,
dude.
I haven't seen a thing about this movie, or maybe I forgot about it. So what is this movie, Andrew?
I've only seen the poster, which looks like he's walking on I'm back to my Jesus day.
Oh, it's a Jesus Part 2.
Making all this wine now.
No, it's so it's a movie in limited release, so it's just it's probably a New York, LA, and like big market situation. Because I think it was on. What is the notes here? Check the show notes. So just over 350 screens. So not like a strict New York, LA, but just a limited release. And it is a fucking one-hander, man. Defoe is the only person really in this movie, and it's about he's like a high-end like art thief guy, and he gets like helicopter dropped into like the roof deck of this swank ass apartment where he is to do like an in and out, steal these 3 paintings and get back out to the chopper. And what happens is the security system in this apartment like malfunctions. There's like a hacker on the other end. It's like the only person he really communicates with in the movie, like at the beginning. And he's like, oh no, I'm getting locked out, blah, blah, blah. And Defoe gets locked down inside this apartment. That because it's got so much like art in it and whatever, is like a total high stakes prison lockdown. So like he can't get out of this apartment. And the owner is like on the other side of the world doing business on a tour or something, not coming back anytime soon.
That's cool.
Yeah. Was the owner LeBron James like in that House Party movie? Is that what's going on? Oh no, I'm stealing LeBron's priceless art.
Uh-oh. Hey, LeBron, you got to get some security, man. This is the 3rd house of yours getting burgled.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that part of the new House Party movie. Did you see that?
No, I did not.
I didn't see it. It's on HBO Max, and I've kind of like been dancing around it.
Same, because I'm curious because I really like the original movie. Yes. There's no way it can live up to it, of course.
No,
so,
I'm sure not.
Is Inside like a thriller? Or is it good?
So I mean, so I'll just bring up the poster again really quickly. Like, here's why it's real good. You see Defoe like just go fucking crazy. Like it's an incredible performance.
Okay.
Like it starts off as a thriller, and not to give too much away, but like it's just a descent into madness with Willem Dafoe at the helm.
I like this. Yeah.
That's it. That's the movie.
I'm definitely watching this at some point.
Yeah.
Does he do the risky business slide down the hallway in his underwear?
Well, it's not
full hog.
It's
You're
not
telling me full hog.
no full hog, but there is a pop music thing. I'm not going to spoil it. It's fucking hilarious. So there is kind of that, Steve, but not with take those old records off the shelf or anything like that. But it's that Defoe defecation. Yeah, I gotta take a shit in this apartment.
Fecal matter.
Dude, it is a wild ride for Defoe. And it's like an hour and 43 minutes. It could have maybe been 90, but I will give it that cushion because of the descent into madness requires a little bit of time for some other pretty cool visuals and whatnot. So if I don't know if Focus plans on expanding this at any point, but if you see this movie out and about at a theater, this is the kind of weird shit you want to support at theaters, or stream it if it comes up soon. Wild ass Defoe performance.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. So that was our week at the movies, folks. A lot of good stuff. I don't know. We want to support going to the cinemas, even if it's Bad Dinosaurs and Bob Ross paint movies.
Absolutely. We also want to support going to the comedy clubs, folks.
That's right, dude. That is right here. 5/18, we're going to be at Cobb's Comedy Club. Very, very gorgeous historic venue in the great city of San Francisco. Talking Star Trek 4, The Voyage Home. That's another Nimoy direct.
Dudes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Shit. You can do it.
I can do it.
Can you not do it, dude?
No, not really.
Well, you got it. You got it.
You're literally doing it.
But
yeah,
see,
I mean, he's the finger's a
thing.
little crooked,
It's a little crooked.
That's actually a curse in my language. Fuck you too.
Wow. I'll have to tell my dead grandmother about that slur.
2 in the pink and 1 in the... Anyway.
No, I think that's just like Vulcans can suffer from osteoporosis too.
Are you getting older as a Vulcan? Has your can you not live long and prosper the same anymore?
Oh man, and we are going to be searching for peace and long life in Los Angeles on 5/22.
Yeah.
We're back at the historic Hollywood Improv. Love that fucking club, man. Talking Twins, Arnold, Danny DeVito. You just know Eric's going to be fucking filthy.
Of course, because this is another classic movie where it's just like, Danny, I cannot believe our comes are together and we are twins. Like, what happened?
That movie goes, it's been a really long time, but it goes in really weird directions where I think that there's like genetic engineering going on, and
nice.
Arnold might even be a super soldier. I think. Tell me I'm wrong.
Oh no,
I don't know.
Dr. Mangala made me in the lab down in Brazil.
Oh no. I don't remember that, Steve, but it's entirely on the table, man. It's been a long time.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say it's on the table because Danny DeVito also has like a scumbag ponytail in the movie, so anything is possible. Yes. And then 6/15, we just announced this today, June the 15th. We're participating in a New Jersey Pride event. It's going to be fucking awesome at the State Theater, New Jersey. We're going to be doing a live taping of We Love Movies, all about Mike Nichols' The Birdcage. This will also be, if I'm not mistaken, our return into talking about Robin Williams movies.
Yes, it will be, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. And it's also completely for charity. So all the money is going to go to the New Jersey Pride organization or whatever it is.
It's a theater. It's just the theater.
To the theater who does do programs for LGBTQ youth.
And there's never been a better time in this rotten country's history to support LGBTQ youth.
Absolutely.
With all these fucking monsters attacking them left and right.
That is right. So this is going to be a lot of fucking fun. Like they approached us to do this and it was like trying to figure out the movie. And it's like, let's just do We Love Movies, man. Let's do a fucking fun movie. Let's have some fun at the theater. That's going to be great talking about that movie. Been a long time. So all of that, of course, over at WHMpodcast.com. I'm trying to find my banners here. Whoops, there we go. There it is, WHMpodcast.com/tour, because I'm just going to say it anyway, but I had to find that graphic scroll.
It's a nice looking graphic scroll.
Oh, thanks, man.
And if you're listening on audio, you're missing out on the graphic scroll. YouTube.com/WeHateMovies and click live to see all the assortment of on-screen lives we've been doing lately.
That's right. So big week here on the show. As always, WHM land filled with stuff. We had so much stuff. We had to kick off the content week yesterday. We dropped the John Wick-mentary, syncable commentary, improvised commentary, of course, all about that first great Chad Stahelski movie, John Wick.
A lot of Defoe talk, a lot of
speaking of Defoe,
before he passed away.
That's right.
Yes, he is in the movie.
Yes, he is in the movie. We sing his praises.
Of course we do. Yeah. Well, why would you not? We literally recorded that the night before everybody found out that he passed away. So shit fucking timing there, but he's great in those movies. He was great in everything that he touched. You don't want to miss that commentary. That's on Patreon, of course, patreon.com/WeHateMovies. But Tuesday on our free feed, the main feed, the show rolls on. Listener request month continues with I'm gonna leave here and go edit this for the rest of the day. Hard Rain. We had a lot of fun talking about this one. Big bounce back from fucking Equilibrium, man. I was delighted to talk about Hard Rain.
It's a fun wet time, folks.
Absolutely.
And real mean Morgan Freeman, which I enjoy to watch.
Yeah, real mean bastard Morgan Freeman, absolutely. And then back over on Patreon, we're in the thick of it now, folks. It'll be week 4 of the Mandalorian half hours recap of The Mandalorian season 3. We'll see what's going on that show.
Who knows how much Mando is going to be in this week? Maybe.
Well, it's about half over, so we'll see.
That's right. And then Friday, we're going to round it out with the patron requested episode of our cartoon recap show, Animation Damnation, all about a real dog. Ugly American.
Yeah.
It's okay to like a cartoon, folks, but
sure is.
If you want to hear us take the piss and shit out of it, scoop its asshole out, Patreon.com/WeHateMovies.
There it is.
Apologies in advance to ugly heads, but yeah, it gets pretty mean.
Yeah, but that is going to do it for On Screen Live this week, folks. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the We Hate Movies YouTube channel, set them notifications so you don't miss a second of live content and other posted videos that we do here every week. All throughout the week, new stuff goes up all the time, so you don't want to miss that. But yeah, that's going to do it. Anything else, folks? Anything else on your mind, Steve?
No, we love Chris Cabin. I just want to put that out.
We love Chris Cabin. That's
there.
Right.
You go.
Yes, he's currently back in 65 million BC fighting dinosaurs.
That's right.
But he'll be back soon.
That is right. All right, gang. Have a good week. We'll see you back here at noon Eastern next Monday. Until then, I've been Andrew Jupin,
Steven Sadak,
Eric Siska.
Adios, folks. Bye-bye.